Hey everybody, I'm Seamus.
I'm Josh.
And I'm Rootsguard.
And we just finished Operation Anchorage in Fallout 3, which was a hellscape of bugs and glitches and weirdness and repetitive combat. And now we are so glad to be back on the main quest, I might even stop complaining about it for 5 minutes.
I doubt that'll
That is
happen.
how overjoyed. Yeah, well, that's how overjoyed I feel right now.
I'm looking forward to not having to piss acid for the next week or so.
Yeah. So after we stopped recording the last episode, we headed back to Tenpenny Tower and sold everything. Right now I'm wearing the power armor, but I actually don't want to wear this. And the reason is because I could be wearing the power armor. You know, it looks cool. It's got some awesome stats and everything. Damage reduction 45. You know, I could be wearing that.
I like the combination of power armor and sword.
Or I could be wearing this. This is Chinese stealth armor, and I look ridiculous with a head wrap. But the most game-breaking thing about this is I can do this with it. And now I'm in stealth boy.
You turn invisible whenever you crouch. Kind of a game-breaking item. I will say that of all the modded pieces of armor on the Fallout 3 Nexus, where you go to get mods and stuff for the game, this is the most modded piece of armor in the game. People love it and hate it in equal measure. They have versions that don't make it turn you invisible because they hate that. They have versions that take off the helmet, which is incredibly annoying because it immediately takes away it just takes away all the personality of your character. You no longer have any face. You're just a helmet face.
I don't know if you guys can see this, but I am wearing sunglasses and a head wrap in front of my face mask.
Nice. Yeah, that's probably another reason why it was modded to crap. Yeah. So there are just so many versions of the Chinese stealth armor, ones that just separate the helmet from the suit. That's a nice idea. Why didn't they do that? So that you can not have the helmet on. Because right now, by default, it's an all or nothing deal.
You know what? There's a bug that I ran into on my other playthrough. I can put on all of my hats. Now I have a bonnet and but it's not showing up.
But you're wearing all your hats at once?
Yeah, you can wear all your hats and get all the bonuses at once with the stealth armor. So now I'm wearing the bonnet and the head wrap.
Well, obviously it's a stealth bonnet.
A stealth Sunday bonnet.
Okay, so we were gonna head to the Jefferson Memorial before we ran off on our tangent, right?
Yes. I think that's a good place to go. And
right.
Resume our quest to find our dad and ask him, Dad, why in the hell have we been looking for you all this time? Because that's the burning question all of us have. Is why are we doing this in the first place?
Wait a minute, I don't need to go to Rivet City. What am I doing?
No, what are you doing?
No, other direction. Jefferson Memorial, over there.
Is the Karma dispenser here? Can you look at him for a second?
Karma dispenser's always here.
He was, yeah. That guy right there. Wait.
Someone new.
Yeah.
I need water. Please.
He is the Karma dispenser. You don't have to give him anything. I just wanted to point him out to the viewer. He's asking you for water.
You have to look out for yourself. Just leave me.
I've never given him a bad answer. He's like, oh, I'm dying of thirst, please, and he needs pure water. If you give him pure water, you get good karma. You can do this as many times as you want. You can get as much good karma as you want.
Someone's put quite a
Looks like I pissed some people off.
Oh, these are the regulators. Now, what I hate about the regulators is they have the same. These are supposed to be good guys. They're supposed to be vigilantes hunting down evil people. And since we blew up Megaton, they're after us. But they've got all the same.
Yeah, they sound like Talon Company mercs.
Yeah, they sound evil. So I kind of hate that about them. I thought it would be cool if they sounded like paladins. Oh, you must pay, villain. But instead, they sound evil. They really do.
You know, that's the hell of a voice in general. You think he talks like that all of the time? Like, hey, you want to go down and get some hamburgers? I'm kind of jonesing for a cheeseburger.
Well, I see you like your hamburger with cheese. I don't.
Ooh, I love it when there's fries on the bottom of the bag.
Yeah, so that's the regulators, and now that you've run into them, they will be an automatic spawn that just appears in a lot of places in the game. Just a free sort of, here, be bothered by these guys and mow through them, and you will never be rid of them. If you do not blow up Megaton, then Tenpenny sends Talon Company after you. They have the same voices, and they behave exactly the same way. And they're just evil mercenaries that are after you. So apparently Tenpenny, I guess, really wanted you to blow up Megaton.
Oh, what? These guys respawned.
If you refuse to do it, he sends mercenaries to kill you forever. An infinite number of them. So that's kind of screwy.
Actually, important point there. Important point. The note you get is clearly signed Mr. Burke. In my playthrough, I killed Mr. Burke.
Nice. So I always assumed it was Tenpenny. Okay, so Mr. Burke, if you never talk to him, if you just like go into town and don't talk to him and you fix the bomb, he pays mercenaries to hunt you down and kill you for doing that. Forever.
Well, no, I don't know about that. No, what happened was I killed Mr. Burke. Like, I shot him, and then he posthumously ordered mercenaries to kill me.
Nice.
I actually don't like the Talon Company just because they killed my follower. Back when I was playing my hardcore playthrough. They killed Star Paladin Cross. Actually, pretty
hard to kill.
Yeah, I was impressed.
Well, Talon Company has this because they spawn when you appear. That's one of the annoying things about them, is that, you know, you'll just like when we went to Megaton a few episodes ago, and we just spawned and we were surrounded. You'll have that problem with Talon Company, where you're in the open and suddenly surrounded by guys just because you use fast travel.
Are these merchants going to the Jefferson Memorial? What?
That's weird.
They should not be going this direction.
Oh,
They can help me clear out all the mutants.
NPC pathfinding is... I've noticed that wandering NPCs have kind of a screwy trajectory.
Yeah, they do.
There's that one quest where you have to... There's that one quest where you have to escort the slaves to the to the Lincoln Memorial. I just fast traveled there, and I waited for 3 days. Nothing. I finally gave up. No, actually, they arrived almost there, got into a fight, and then turned around. And I had no idea what was going on. They just started walking home. Then, like, a week later, I'm literally on the other side of the map. Like, you know, I'm on the other side of the river, over by the comic book company, and they, like, pass me by. Like, hello.
I've never seen that happen.
Come on!
You can't shoot through these bars, I believe. Those are a wall.
Holy shit, that's a grenade.
This is Bethesda Pathfinder hit detection we're talking about here.
There's another grenade.
Yes, I noticed some people, like, they were trying to escort Brian Wilkes to Rivet City and other things like that. Or they'll escort when you team up with an NPC and take them somewhere, usually you could just fast travel there and they'll eventually show up. You don't need to escort Brian Wilkes, for instance. It's terrible
Brian
traveling
Wilkes
with
can't
them.
die, so...
That's true. That's true. It's not a problem with Brian Wilkes, but even the other guys, it's actually their chances of survival go up if you don't go with them.
Yeah.
Right, so this is the sort of exposition drop kind of thing. Well, not the real one, but part of it for this project. So I'm just going to start playing journal entries that I stole from Dr. Lee way back, like 4 episodes ago.
We're back at work after a full week of delay.
And
Brotherhood soldiers were able to
then I will kill some stuff.
We'll talk over it because we've got subtitles on. So
yeah.
Now, this is something I've been wanting to get to, is this building is where Project Purity, we've been hearing about Project Purity throughout the game. This is where we find out, well, Dr. Lee talked about it, but this is where it took place, and this is where we find out what Dad was up to, and this is where he was working, and we kind of get caught up with what he's been doing since he left the vault. Now, this is an interesting thing. A lot of people pointed out that this is the biggest plot hole in
Why are the
entire
turrets
game.
attacking the super mutants now?
Well, I think the turrets just attack in general. I don't think.
What are they doing fighting the turrets? Like, they moved in here. Why do the turrets
they haven't gotten around to
hate
fighting
them?
Yeah. But for a lot of people, the biggest plot hole is Project Purity because if there was a nuclear war and there was radiation everywhere, water is one of the easiest things to get radiation out of. You just got to filter it through a bunch of mass, like dirt or something.
Yeah.
I did not know that. So the biggest hole in the entire game, I've been nitpicking the crap out of the entire game, but the biggest hole of all went right by me. It didn't even bother me because I did not know
water
that.
is pretty easy to purify in general.
Yeah. I mean, as purifying, as things that need to be purified go, yeah, it'd be easier than food.
Yeah. No, to be fair, the way I see it is, the Fallout universe isn't really how a nuclear apocalypse works. It's how people in the 50s thought the nuclear apocalypse would be.
Right.
You're
saying that green people won't sprout out of the ground when bombs hit?
No, that's definitely going to happen. But things like radioactive water, which is clearly absurd. No, but you know what? And it's even supported in the original Fallout. Even as early as when you go to Shady Sands in the original game, Aldrich will say, "May the light you drink, not shine on you in the dark." Those people had a problem with irradiated water, irradiated to the point where it would glow in the dark, apparently. Which, that's really radioactive water.
Now have a future generation.
I think this is one of those plot holes that's really tough if you've got enough of a science background to know that it's just complete gibberish. Luckily, I was dumb enough to just swallow it, so I was able to enjoy it.
Because so many other video games get science so right.
Yeah.
Well, I think making the central point of the plot center around something that is kind of goofy might have been a mistake.
That's a good point.
Even if it's supported by the original lore.
Yeah, we can accept radiated water as a conceit of this setting. But that doesn't mean we need to be calling attention to it quite as much.
Right, and basing that's probably the mistake there, is because of course the central plot of the game you're going to be thinking about a lot. You want to think about the problem. Well, why can't they solve this problem? Why are they having this problem? And of course you can't think about this because it just doesn't make any sense in context.
Is there any explanation for how Project Purity even works? What they're even trying to do?
No. And in fact,
GECK
it falls
magic.
apart. Yeah, it falls apart even on close scrutiny. For instance, if you talk to Dr. Lee, she admit, you've got another level. You are leveling like a fiend. Dr. Lee says that they got Project Purity working on a small scale, but they want to scale it up and purify the entire basin, which is why they're using... We're in the Jefferson Memorial now, and this is where they want to purify all the water for the entire basin, so that everybody can have clean water. Well, wait, you have it working on a small scale. Why can't you... This isn't even a science problem anymore. It's just an engineering problem. You shouldn't need the magic of the GECK, which is a piece of technology we'll be dealing with later. You shouldn't need anything. You just...
Mysterious stranger.
No.
No,
I want finesse first. But I will get Mysterious Stranger, don't worry.
I have never taken Mysterious Stranger.
Really?
Me neither.
Never.
Mysterious Stranger is one of the most hilarious perks.
I use VATS so rarely. Like, my goal is to level up to the point where I don't need VATS all the time, because I hate being yanked out of the game to do that slow-mo stuff.
Yeah, I can understand.
And I even use Fast VATS, the mod. There's a mod out there that will speed up VATS greatly, so you have that, if a grenade misses, the camera doesn't just sort of freeze on it for like 10 seconds and then return you to the game, because that's a real time sink.
Josh, I'm just gonna come out and say it. That stuff, that gear that you got from Operation Anchorage is just deliciously, delightfully broken.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's crouched, he's invisible, he walked up behind that guy. Stabbed him in the back. Yeah, I do enjoy the brokenness of the armor. It is hilariously broken.
It does sort of ruin the stealth boy mechanic.
Yeah, well, yeah, stealth boys are now useless. There's no reason. They're just money to pick up.
Just heavy money.
Made plans to scale back our
Yeah,
work
well, they are worth a good bit of
to
cash.
compensate for the increase in...
And nobody else ever
No one is
uses
really
them.
talking about the implications of it.
There are those scientists, like in
The Brotherhood
Vault
soldiers.
something or another, that are invisible.
Our
I think
relationship
they
with the
might be
Brotherhood
using stealth
is
boys.
concerned by the lack of concrete results from the project.
I meant to pull out my shock sword, but I guess that works too.
They haven't come out and said it, but we all know what's going on.
So they have purifying water working on a small scale, but rather than, just using that and constantly having this thing churning out water on a small scale, which, since there's only about 100 people alive in the Capital Wasteland, should be pretty good. Oh, you can do it on a small scale, well then make another machine to make it on a small scale. Or, make a bigger machine, but no, they can't do any of that. Their goal is to just purify more water than anybody could possibly need.
Because even after 19 years, I still believe it. Project Purity can and will be operational. This is just the beginning.
Yeah, so the water purification thing, even if you accept the conceit that, okay, water is, they have a radiation in the water problem, which wasn't a problem for me to swallow because I didn't know any better. But even at that, their justifications for it are a little weird.
So apparently they get...
This is day 2 of my attempt to resurrect this project. I've got one of the portable fusion generators up and running.
Major problem I had is that, okay, so they're having all these injuries because of the super mutants are attacking them, right?
So for now, I need help.
So they're very close to Rivet City. Rivet City has all these, has a science team, has all these heavily powered security officers that they don't need because it's impossible to attack Rivet City because they just have to pull in the bridge, and then there's just no way the super mutants have of assaulting it.
How can I blame her? She's got her own life.
Right.
They didn't think that maybe purifying all the water in the wasteland
and in fact,
worthwhile cause?
Here I come again. Very paragon of
Yeah, and in fact, it even says after they gave up Project Purity, Dr. Lee went to Rivet City and started working there. So, why didn't you just work on Project Purity there? Did they, what is it about the Jefferson Memorial here that makes it unique for purifying water that a boat sitting in the water wouldn't have?
Not like this.
A boat with easy defenses and lots of manpower. Yeah, and it not infested with super mutants. It seems like that would be a slam dunk.
Even in Vault 101, my work on Project Purity never really stopped. Soon after we arrived, my nightly routine...
Okay, so your dad figures out that these logs are revealing that your dad can't solve the problems of Project Purity. He's just baffled because he can't make his technology that already works work on a bigger level. And he decides that he needs a GECK, which a GECK is the object from Fallout 2, which can, it's like a briefcase that if you open it, will turn a barren wasteland into this lush place where you can grow crops and everything.
Which actually
and he wants
isn't
to use
even
that.
correct. That was one of the big plot points in spoiler for Fallout 2, is that your tribe sends you out to get this fabled GECK device that will supposedly save them from the drought and help them, basically this sort of magic Genesis device type thing.
Yeah, that's the phrase I was looking for, Genesis device.
And what happens, one of the big plot points, one of the big irony points in Fallout 2 is that you finally find the GECK, and you find out that it's just like a briefcase full of like seeds and pure water and stuff. So it's not really, in Fallout 2, it's not some sort of magical Genesis device that will solve all your problems. But in Fallout 3, that was retconned, I guess, because it totally is exactly that.
And then, instead of using it, like, that would be more useful. Like, look at this place. Nothing grows here. This place is dead. And he wants to give them clean water instead of making this viable farmland.
Yeah.
I can't even fathom the thinking behind this that would let you waste a GECK to make clean water when you don't need clean... Like, you can go right now back to your house in Tenpenny and you ask the robot and he will give you free pure water. So the technology that your dad has isn't even that special because common robots can do it. There's a limit to how much the robot can turn out, but it's still like, why don't people just make more of that? He just says it's a condenser. Like, that's all you need is like a dehumidifier. You just catch the water and bottle it. That's the technology you need, is a dehumidifier.
Okay,
you guys have plasma rifles, but you can't build dehumidifiers?
Evergreen Mills, and it's well hidden in some sort of garage. But I'll find it.
Okay, so we needed to listen to all those. I was already finished with the Jefferson Memorial, but we needed to listen to all those so that I could actually get the location. So, we're gonna go do that?
Yeah.
Go actually find Dad, maybe this time.
Yeah, Dr. Lee said he was
there
at
and
the
he's
Jefferson
been abducted
Memorial.
by aliens. That'd be great, wouldn't it?
And then when we got to the Jefferson Memorial, he revealed that he decided he needed this magical technology that can... this Genesis device to help him purify water. Which I think is just... I think it proves that your dad is the worst scientist ever. His solution to the problem where he can't solve a simple engineering problem of scaling up a working technology is to go get this magical technology and waste it to solve the problem.
Yeah. Okay, so we're traveling in the dead of night in an area that is full of pretty high level mobs, and
yeah, this is where the game begins to step it up for us. It's actually possible to run into Deathclaws out here.
Oh, remember when you relayed that story of finding a Deathclaw outside of the grocery store?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did that happen to you?
Played a hardcore... on my recent hardcore playthrough, yes. First time I go to the gas station. If I die, I have to start all over. And I find a Deathclaw.
Aw, did you die?
Oh, Yagwai. These guys are
Actually,
cool. These are
no.
mutated bears.
Did you run like
and these are basically mini Deathclaws.
Actually, no, I didn't. What happened was...
Beat him?
I don't know if this was what happened for you, but there was a Deathclaw, and there was a traitor who was dead, and the traitor was dead, yeah, and the Deathclaw was very, very injured. So, you know, I threw a couple grenades at it, and then I think I shot it to death. And then on the trader's body was the schematic for a Deathclaw gauntlet.
Oh,
so it was a random
that's
encounter.
What that is. Yeah.
Yeah.
You would think they'd add some,
I'm sure that's what it was.
Some sort of, like, conditional statements there so that you don't run into the Deathclaw like your first time out.
Well, to be fair, I used to love to dump the luck stat because I didn't think it did anything. And then I had all this bad luck in the game and I didn't realize, oh wow, luck governs the random encounters. So yeah, now I do not make luck a dump stat anymore.
Plus it's crit chance. How could you want to
Well,
get rid of crit
I wasn't a crit stacker.
Blasphemy.
In general, I don't don't like crit stacking. I hate the feeling of, well, I'll drop this guy in one hit and this guy will take 10 hits. I kind of like predictability, so I know what I'm going into. I dislike random chance. It's the engineer in me.
There is no
I like
build
predictability.
that does not have crit stacking.
I know. You are a crit stacker by nature. Like, I've never seen you in any of the games we've played together. I've never seen you do anything that didn't have some sort of crit stacking going on. And even in Team Fortress 2, you favor the spy, which he's like built around the backstab critical mechanic.
Oh,
he's
that's
the only class that can control when he crits, except for the medic, which can control when other people crit.
Well, and then there's the Criticola for the scout.
Yeah, that's not like Criticola and Buff Banner are crit
Pyro's
weapons. Those are
Backburner.
mini crits.
Pyro's Backburner.
Yeah, I guess the Pyro's Backburner counts too.
Sniper.
Okay, fine. It's the only class that can one-hit kill every other class.
That's true.
Fair. As Spy, I think I just like playing
Except
Spy
for the
because of the
sniper.
noise it makes. Like when you get the crit noise, and the backstab noise, and the death cry all at the same time.
And when you run through like 7 people in the process of doing that.
Yeah. I think
this has never happened to me.
My favorite was like I killed just 6 guys, 3 of which were medics with full Uber, in like 2 seconds on the cart.
Isn't Fallout 3 so great? We're so interested in it, we're talking about a totally different game.
To be fair,
we're trying to fill time. Oh, here we go, Smith Casey's garage. Trying to fill time on this long journey.
We got rad roaches in here, which are nice for their 5 HP.
Rad roaches, I thought. Really? This must be randomized because when I came here, I just did this like a couple of days ago, and when I came in here, it was all mole rats.
Well, they don't
did not
add
realize
that
that was random.
Oh, maybe it is random like that.
Maybe you just have good luck.
Oh wait, here's some more rats.
Oh, okay.
It's not random.
Yeah.
You just didn't see the rad roach because it never attacks you.
So, Smith Casey's garage. We come here to this 200-year-old garage that's never been looted. I only bring this up because I know people love to hear us bring that up over and over again. And it would just be, we would not be doing our jobs if we didn't just absolutely beat that dead horse into a fine paste. So here's this unlooted garage. Now it's interesting, that door was closed. Dad is in here, spoiler warning there, which means he came in and shut the door behind him. And we didn't. Just leave that open, Josh.
Wait.
I'm sure nobody...
We're so smart.
Wait a minute, can you even close it from the side?
I was just wondering that myself. I think there probably is a switch.
Oh, there's the switch. Okay, door closed. So this is actually a vault entrance.
Which this makes a lot more sense than just putting it in a cave wall. It's trying to conceal it.
Yeah,
although
at the same time, I'm noticing a distinct lack of a massive nuke-proof door. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you have to go some ways.
That actually makes more sense than having it right next to the cave entrance in a mountain, too.
Yeah, well, you know those mountains right around Washington, D.C. are
Although it
just a great
seems
place
that...
to hide from nukes.
Yeah, ultimately, this door was fairly unnecessary since the garage and all these corridors around us are completely intact.
Yeah, but you never know. You know, I mean, it's made that if a nuke gets dropped very close by, you'll survive. But I think we need to call it.
Okay,
It's
so
a good place to stop.
next episode,
Okey-doke.
We are going to
find our
find out
dad.
what Dad. Find out what he's been doing. I'm sure it's fun.
That's
Yes.
one way of putting it.